Everyone told me it was a bad idea to move into an HOA-controlled neighborhood, but I had no clue just how bad it could really get until a woman named Karen hosted an illegal wedding on my private patio without asking and turned my home into a circus. But what she didn't know was that I had a secret trick built right into that patio. And when I used it, her entire fantasy wedding came crashing down literally. Let me take you back to how this whole madness started. When I bought my house, I was looking for peace and privacy. I'm a mechanical engineer and I work from home. I don't bother anyone. I keep my yard clean, my house well maintained, and I pay all my dues on time. But none of that mattered to Karen. Karen was the self-declared queen of the HOA. She wasn't just on the board, she was the board. She walked around like she owned the neighborhood, barking orders at people, handing out fines for ridiculous things, like shade, variations in grass color, and even checking people's trash cans for non-compliant disposal habits. She made life miserable for everyone. I mostly ignored her until she started targeting me. First, she complained about my car being too dusty. Then, she tried to say my mailbox was too tall. Then she got mad because I had solar panels on my roof, claiming they were visually aggressive. I politely told her to mind her own business. That was my first mistake. From that moment on, I became Karen's favorite target. But I wasn't just any homeowner. I'm a mechanical engineer with a taste for a good prank. So I started preparing something special, just in case she crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. And oh boy, did she ever. One Saturday morning, I left town for a 2-day business trip. I installed a new security system before I left, complete with remote access and motion detection. Halfway through my trip, I got a notification on my phone. Activity detected on rear patio. I opened the app and my jaw dropped. There were people all over my backyard. Tents were being set up. Tables were covered in white cloth. Someone was even laying out a red carpet across my private deck. And then I saw Karen wearing a headset, pointing at things like a wedding planner from hell. She had transformed my backyard into a full-blown wedding venue without my permission. I called her instantly. No answer. I texted. Nothing. Then I checked my security camera audio feed. That's when I heard her say it. It's just one evening. He's out of town. He'll never know. Besides, the bride is my niece. We're making memories here. I nearly threw my phone across the room. Karen had no right, no permission, and absolutely no fear of consequences. She'd even cut the lock on my backyard gate to let people in. They were using my water hose, tapping into my electrical outlets, even dragging furniture from inside the house. But here's the thing. She didn't know. The patio she had set the entire wedding up on. It was no ordinary deck. It had been a little passion project of mine. About a year ago, I installed a hidden hydraulic system under the wooden platform. It was meant for fun, just a way to surprise guests or tilt the deck slightly for cleaning. But it could tilt a full 35 at the push of a button and everything on it would slide right off. I never thought I'd actually use it in real life until that night. I waited. I waited until the music started, until the guests were seated, until the bride walked down the aisle, until the officiant raised his hands and said, "Dearly beloved." And that's when I pressed the button for my phone in real time. The deck made a low mechanical whine, then tilted like a pirate ship ride gone horribly wrong. Tables slid, chairs tumbled, screams echoed. The wedding cake flew straight into the groom's chest. People were slipping, falling, grabbing onto each other like they were on the Titanic. Karen was at the front trying to steady a podium. Her headset flew off. Someone's wig blew away. The bride lost a shoe. A violinist screamed and ran. I turned on my speaker system and played a custom voice message over the patio speakers. This is private property. You are trespassing, and this is what happens when you ignore warnings. The chaos was glorious. Guests ran for the gate. The best man fell into the koi pond. The flower girl screamed that the ground was moving. Karen just stood there in shock, soaked in punch, mud on her heels, hair a total mess. The police arrived 10 minutes later and they were on my side. Why? Because everything was recorded. The security footage showed Karen breaking in, organizing the setup, even charging guests for drinks. Turns out she turned my house into a for-profit venue. That alone was a huge crime. Karen tried to say I sabotaged a sacred event, but the officers just laughed. One of them actually high-fived me. Another asked for a copy of the tilt mechanism plans. Karen was arrested for trespassing, property damage, illegal event hosting, and more. Her niece filed a lawsuit against her. The HOA tried to distance themselves, but I had emails showing they knew what Karen was doing and looked the other way. Within weeks, the entire HOA board was disbanded. A new one was elected. They begged me to join. I declined. I was done dealing with petty tyrants. As for the patio, it's fine. I cleaned it up, leveled it out, and even added a few new features like motion-triggered sprinklers and a pressure-sensitive alarm system. Karen, she moved away. Rumor has it she tried to pull something similar in another neighborhood and got run out again. But the best part, the video of the tilting wedding disaster went viral. Millions of views, people begging me to build them their own tilt patios. Someone even turned it into a remix with dramatic music and slow-motion cake flying. But to me, it wasn't about the fame. It was about the message. Don't mess with someone's home. Don't assume kindness means weakness. And never, ever host a wedding on a private patio without asking. So, yeah, HOA. Karen thought she could get away with stealing my space for her fantasy event, but she didn't know the ground beneath her feet was rigged. Always stand up for what's yours. Never let anyone walk over your rights, no matter how powerful they think they are. Respect is earned, not demanded. And when people cross the line, they just might learn that the quiet ones are the ones to watch. Out for. If you like the story, make sure to subscribe and join us for more jaw-dropping tales where justice always finds a way. If you enjoyed the story and want to hear more insane real-life showdowns like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. Because in this neighborhood, karma isn't just real, it's remote controlled.